I'm going to do an insight video again today, and I've been talking a lot about the soul lately and how this is a perfect union with the higher self and how they integrate perfectly. They work in perfect union and perfect sort of harmony. And to really access your higher self, you have to awaken to your own soul, your own soul vibration, because they work in perfect union. So this is why it's so important for us to start to awaken to our souls and our soul vibration, our soul frequency, because it holds the vibration of oneness, of universal source energy. And when we open up to our soul, then we start to open up and integrate our higher self. And the higher self and the soul work in perfect union in a way that the soul and the higher self is this universal, or this source channel that opens up us to a frequency, and it aligns with the soul in union to allow us to start to receive and be connected to, once again, to these infinite frequencies of the oneness vibration of the eternal moment, of the eternal self. And this is why the higher self is so important, that we integrate it within this time and this age, because it allows us to be these open portals, these open channels to the infinite realms of infinite dimensions of frequencies of light and vibration. And all light and vibration and consciousness are all sort of parts of the oneness vibration, but there's many beings with infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge, infinite insight, and frequencies that are needed for the planet. And the higher self is the instrument that allows us to do that. It allows us to open up. It allows us to open up to become these universal channels again. And when I say universal, I mean, like, I'm talking about in oneness. The oneness vibration, there's many beings that are all part of this one vibration, this one frequency, which is the source vibration of creation. And the more that we start to open up to our higher selves, the more we start to receive these higher vibrations, these higher frequencies. And it allows these beings that are living in different frequencies of light and energy, like the masters, the angels, the archangels, like I've talked about Lyra, I've talked about Atlantis, I've talked about Andromeda, all these different frequencies. There's many different frequencies of many different vibrations of infinite realities of oneness vibration that are in that one vibration. And many of us are like our higher selves work as this channel to open up, to start to receive this and start to integrate again to this infinite consciousness that's around, which is part of the oneness vibration. And the reason why the soul's so important is the soul holds that vibration, and that's why I've been talking about keys. The consciousness of like the soul keys and the soul vibration is, once you open up to your soul, then you start to allow that channel to become an open flowing channel to receive information, receive insight, receive vibrations, frequencies, but also the soul holds that vibration of the oneness vibration, but it also brings a vibration and a frequency that is needed for this age, because each and every one of us comes down with a key of consciousness, a key of creation, a vibration that's needed within our souls, that are needed for this reality, this dimension. And it's all about, again, bringing everything back to oneness, bringing back everything back to harmony, union. And this is why the soul and the higher self work in perfect union. And you know, when you start talking about people have talked about chakras, and they've talked about the 12 chakras, and they talk about like the stellar gateway, which is this infinite gateway of the highest chakra that opens up and allows us. Then the stellar gateway relates to the stars, it relates to the universe, it relates to all these sort of like infinite dimensions and realities of frequencies, where there are other beings that are living in a different sort of like frequency with different consciousness. And they talk about the 12 chakras and open up this stellar gateway, and it allows us to once again connect to these infinite beings. Also with the higher self, you know, there's many different sort of like beings that are working with the planet. You know, like people talk about the Great White Brotherhood, which is a collective of enlightened beings that look over the planet, and they're bringing new states of consciousness, new states of vibration and frequency to the planet, so that we can start to then once again come back into harmony, back into unity again, with that oneness vibration, that oneness frequency. And this is why it's important that we start to recognize our soul and our soul vibration. The practice I've been given over the last couple of days is related to the soul, and it's related to being in that soul energy, that soul vibration, that soul light. And I've been asked to sort of like try and remain in that. And the more I remain in that, the more that I feel that sort of that security, that peace, that presence, that the oneness vibration brings. And like I was saying about the oneness vibration, I was looking into this the other day, when I was sort of like, I had some headspace and some time, and I was looking at sort of like, well, I was looking at different sort of examples of things that have happened, like when beings have come, I've had this sort of like the impression of these beings stood with me, these spiritual teachers, these universal teachers, and sort of like around me, and I've tried to work out what was the right way to interpret something, and what they brought through was, they were saying, look, it's all part of the same vibration. There's many ways into it. There's many ways into this frequency. There's many ways to access the oneness vibration, but they're all a reflection of the oneness vibration. So in that sense, there's no right or wrong. There isn't a particular right or wrong way of doing something, because they're all part of the same vibration. And when we start to understand oneness vibration in that way, we know that everything is about vibrations, everything is about frequency. So in that way, they're all reflections of it. They're all reflections of it, and there's infinite reflections of that one vibration, that one frequency. So in sense, even when you're having what you feel is like a low energy day, you're still connected. You're just connected to that oneness vibration on a different frequency, but you're still connected. You're not disconnected. And this is the really, really important sort of like conscious shift for all spiritual beings to start to realize that. Because I think a lot of people, when they're going through their spiritual journey, start to feel when maybe they're not feeling as energized as they have, or they have, because we all have moments where we're more open to receive insights and sort of energy vibrations and frequencies, and we feel higher and more vibrant and more sort of alive at times. And there's other times when we don't. But just realize that, even when you're not at your highest ebb or flow or frequency, you're still connected to the oneness vibration, because everything you're experiencing is always part of that oneness vibration. It's part of the oneness creation vibration of all creation. So you're always connected. And again, this is really important, because I feel, when people's spiritual journeys, when they start off, the first thing they think about is trying to connect to guides or angels or like vibrations and frequencies, and trying to open up. We're always open, because once you start to connect to that soul vibration, that soul frequency, then you're opening your channel. You're opening yourself up to receive these different infinite frequencies of that oneness vibration. And again, that's why it's important that the soul, that you awaken to your soul vibration, because then it allows you to then be open to integrate the higher self, which is again the tool that allows us, or not tool, the channel that allows us to integrate the different frequencies of the oneness vibration, which is source creation. And this is why it's so important that at this time we start to awaken, because each and every one of us hold those vibrations. But it also tells you that once we start to open up to the soul vibration and integrate the higher self, that the oneness vibration and the many frequencies of the oneness vibrations are open to all. We can all be open to them. And that's really, really important, again, because then it tells you that you're always being connected, you're always secure, you're always safe, you're always being you're part of that one vibration, but you're always open to receive different vibrations of frequency. So it tells you that every moment is an opportunity, every time, every single second is an opportunity. And the more we become conscious of vibration and frequency, the more we can start to open ourselves and create that space to be in our soul consciousness, our soul vibration, our soul frequency. And that allows the union to grow, develop and deepen. But and it creates that union. It creates that union in the moment, and this is what the eternal moment's about, and this is what the eternal self is about, and this is why it's so important with the soul at the moment. And spirit know this, or the infinite beings and the infinite oneness vibration know this. They know that at any moment that if they shift their consciousness, they can release things and they can be open and they can be connected. But it also allows you then to manifest and create and attract things. Being in the soul vibration and connected to the higher self also, um, when you an open channel to the higher self, it allows the flow of the universe to work in a way where it vibrates, creates, and manifests and attracts things to you that are needed. I mean, a lot of people talk about like creative manifestation and stuff like that, but in my sort of belief and in my kind of insight, especially with a lot of the things I've had lately, I feel when you're in that soul vibration and you're integrated to your higher self, it naturally flows in. You don't even need to create something because you're in the eternal moment, and in the eternal moment, the soul and the higher self work in perfect union, so they attract exactly what's needed within your life. So also, if that's the case, when you say that you're at your ebb and you're at your lower sort of like vibrational frequencies, there also are things that are being attracted in your life at that moment to opportunities to start to connect to start to shift and change reality, and once again come back into harmony. So you know that there's always opportunity, and you're always connected, and there's always things flowing into your reality, or into your vibration, into your energy field, that are shifting and changing things, that are allowing you to dissolve and move through things, but also they're creating an opportunity once again to get back into that harmony, get back into that soul vibration and frequency, and once again to manifest and develop and create that union between the higher self and the soul. That's the insight for today.